Low-code development is intoxicating. When a team first adopts Power Apps, they can spin up digital solutions in a matter of days. But that early velocity masks a structural trap. By the time an organization scales from a few pilot projects to a portfolio of 50 or 100 departmental applications, development speed inevitably plateaus. This friction stems from a catastrophic breakdown in user interface consistency across the environment. Every new app brings its own set of bespoke buttons, unique navigation patterns, and hard-coded structural layouts that exist nowhere else. The decentralized nature of early-stage low-code development guarantees exponential maintenance debt as the ecosystem expands. To maintain order, makers resort to a crude sharing method, manually copying and pasting controls or entire screens from one app to the next. This creates an illusion of standardization. Duplicating that design across 50 instances might look unified on day one, but that uniformity shatters once published. Because these instances are isolated, makers immediately begin tweaking colors, fonts, and placements to suit local needs. Decoupling those UI elements at the moment of creation severs the link to a master design. If the organization rebrands, a developer must manually open and edit every single file in the portfolio. Optimizing for initial speed through copy-pasting ensures long-term ecosystem fragmentation. The solution to this enterprise reuse problem is the Power Apps Component Library. The component library serves as a dedicated, centralized architectural environment for your organization's core UI assets. This architecture replaces isolated silos with a connected network. The component library acts as the central hub, pushing standardized UI logic to every departmental app. This hub stores the building blocks: corporate headers, standard footers, navigation menus, and dialog boxes. In this model, makers no longer build controls from scratch. They are required to pull these approved, pre-built elements directly from the repository. Shifting to this single source of truth model replaces decentralized chaos with the absolute control and structural integrity required for long-term enterprise scale. A shared component is only useful if it can adapt to different contexts. A header component with the words Finance App hard-coded into it has no value for the HR team. True reusability requires abstraction through custom properties. This schematic represents an enterprise component named CMP Header Main. Input properties allow the host application to feed context, like an app title or theme color, into the component. Output properties then send data back to the app, like when a user clicks a specific icon. This bidirectional abstraction allows one foundational element to serve dozens of distinct business functions while remaining physically connected to the central library. Shared components built without these configurable properties are essentially rigid templates that will eventually be broken by developers. Consider an enterprise maintenance scenario where leadership mandates a corporate branding color change across all internal tools. Forcing a developer to manually update 30 disparate Canvas apps is an expensive, error-prone task that requires a massive testing cycle. In the library model, the developer makes the change once at the central node. That update then cascades down the network pathways, synchronizing the design across every connected application simultaneously. This leverage requires discipline. Because an error in the library will also cascade globally, updates must be version controlled and rigorously tested before they are published. Centralizing the architecture shifts maintenance from a fragmented chore to a high-leverage deployment. This centralized control is a core responsibility of the IT department and the Power Platform Center of Excellence. Architectural assets that define the user experience for the entire company cannot live in unmanaged developer environments. A mature government strategy requires strict naming conventions, defined administrative ownership, and extensive cross-device testing. To securely distribute these assets, organizations must utilize a structured deployment pipeline. The component library is packaged as a managed solution. It is developed in a sandbox, validated in a testing zone, and finally locked as an immutable asset in production. Managing UI components with the same rigor as mission-critical code allows a COE to enforce governance at scale. For consulting partners and internal platform teams, this library-driven architecture is the key to managing large-scale rollouts. Establishing a repeatable solution framework drastically reduces the time to market for every new tool the business requests. Users also benefit. When a procurement app shares the same predictable navigation and behavior as the HR portal, employees learn the software faster and make fewer errors. The uniform enterprise ecosystem on the right yields a profound operational advantage over the fragmented, disjointed list on the left. By providing these pre-approved building blocks, the Center of Excellence transitions from a restrictive oversight body into an organization that enables citizen developers to build safely. Strict architectural consistency directly improves user confidence and increases operational efficiency across the entire business. Scaling difficulties in the Power Platform are typically the result of a systemic reuse problem. Build once, reuse everywhere. This is the mandate for scaling an enterprise platform. Adopting component libraries is the bridge that transforms decentralized app building into scalable, governed enterprise solution delivery.